in my kitchen. This is my new office at the moment, as most of you probably know by now from my content, etc. I've ruptured my Achilles, so I'm very immobile at the minute. So yeah, I've had to make the best of it. I've got a new kind of office in my kitchen, but I'm happy and I'm making content, although the light's not quite as good. There we go. Let me know if you're on. Say hello. It'd be great to hear from you. It genuinely will. I love to create live content. Only Mal. Good morning, Matt. Now, yes, I know who you are. That's nothing like your actual real name, is it? Adam says, hi, mate. How are you? It's good to hear from you. I'm live across YouTube. Go check out my YouTube channel, guys. Matt Zina Acting Tips. It's a beauty. Subscribe. I create content for it every single week. I'm good, thank you, Jane. How are you? Yeah, so go over to there. There's all sorts of content. But I'm going to create some content this morning that's really important to actors, and that is how to deal with failure. Yes, it's kind of really interesting thing to talk about for actors, because really that is the majority of an actor's life, isn't it? Dealing with failure, because our job really is we do lots and lots of auditions, and we get roles every now and again. We do lots and lots of activities, and we don't get anywhere, or we feel like we don't, but then we kind of do eventually. So yeah, it's about really how to deal with that. What do we do? How do we look at it? What's the mindset behind it? Okay, let me tell you something, right? Is if I ask you this question, I genuinely want you to go away and maybe even write something down. It's always the best way with my content. Always have a pen and paper. I tell you, it's easier. And as well as that, when you write something down, it makes it more real. So how many auditions would you say it would take, for instance, before you got your dream role? And many of you would say, like, look, it would take me 50, I don't know, if you it'd take me 50 auditions, maybe it would take me 100. So this is if I asked you how many auditions you think it would take you before you get to your dream role. And you write down, I don't know, 50, 100. So the best way to look at it is every single time you have an audition, or every single time you have a self-tape, it's just really, if you really looked at it a different way, it's just another audition towards that dream role. You don't have to be disappointed. You see it as part of your job. And the problem is when actors do things like, when I know that an actor's in the wrong mindset, one, they are waiting by the phone and they maybe send an email saying, did you hear about that? All right. Now, I know that it feels natural, but actually when you're an actor, you have to change your mindset so you don't feel the need to do that. As well as that, when actors say, can I get some feedback in an industry that doesn't give feedback, then also they feel like they need some justification for not getting that audition. Whereas an actor with the correct mindset will just say, like, look, this is one more audition it's my job to fail forward, to fail at auditions. Literally see it as your job to fail at auditions. I know it sounds ridiculous. And then what happens is you just tick that off as another audition towards that dream role, or the role that you require, or the target that you've got. Okay, your target might not be just one dream role. It might be a different path. It might be to sustain a career in this industry, which might mean that you have to get lots and lots of little roles or little jobs or little targets. But the one thing you have to do, and this is the key to it all, okay? Let me know if you're on and listening on Facebook, our wonderful Facebook Actors Worldwide group. If you're not on it, make sure you're on it. YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, make sure you say hello. How are you doing, Emmanuel? I hope you're well. Vinny's on. So here's the key to it all. Here's a big trick. Get excited about failure. Yes. Failure Nobody ever achieved anything without failing. You need to fail again and again and again. And anybody says that they never failed on their way to success is lying. Now, the reason why you need to fail before you succeed, and nature has a wonderful, wonderful way of balancing out success. All right. You need to learn the lessons from failure in order to be able to cope with the success that would inevitably come. If you didn't experience that failure and learn the lessons from that failure, you genuinely, and we've actually seen this in the industry, you genuinely would be unable to cope with the success that you get, and that success would be a lot shorter lived, right? Now, I've had so many actors get big roles very, very fast and very young sometimes. And it worries me. And the same thing happens, or the majority of the time, and that is that their time with that success is very, very short, and they drop off at the end very, very quickly. And they don't learn the lessons. They say, right, well, I'm a big success now. They stop coming to classes. They think they're a Charlie Big Potato. They then go, I'm getting another agent and all of this stuff because I'm too big. And then you just see them drop away. It happens time and time again. And that's because actually they maybe just made it a bit too fast without the failures that they needed in order to learn the lessons that they needed to learn in order to be able to deal with that success and understand it and really sustain it. Does that make sense? Let's have a look. Emmanuel says, when I have an audition, I expect rejection before I get into it. That way, when the rejection comes after the audition, it's easier for me to handle. Do you know what, Emmanuel? I'm going to take you up on that, actually, mate. I would say don't expect rejection. You know, you should have a really positive outlook towards that particular project. And you should always kind of obviously give your best, which I know you will do. So that's not an issue. But I would say, look, expect to get the audition, you know, but after that, absolutely forget about it. It never happened, you know, and then it comes in as a bonus. I always say that, you know, once an audition has happened, forget about it. And as well as that, if it doesn't come in, rather than feeling down, get excited about it and say, what are the lessons? And people say, how can you get excited about failure? It's very easy to get excited about failure because you learn the lessons from failure. And then you point your mindset towards the lessons that you learn from failure. Why didn't that audition go very well? What did I do? I didn't prepare it well enough. You know, that's a big one. Right, well, I've learned that lesson now. There's no way am I ever going to go into an audition without learning it again. Even if the casting director says, I don't need to learn it, I'm going to learn it. And you learn these lessons, and these lessons set you up for the next audition. And you build and build and build and build till maybe you become an audition machine, and you know that success is about to become inevitable. All right? Genuinely, guys, that's how you make success inevitable, by failing and failing, and then getting excited about failing through learning the lessons that failure gives you. All right? Has anyone got anything to say about that? Any questions? Vinny says, fail early, fail often until you win. Absolutely. Be excited about failure. Failure is an amazing thing. Like I say, I'll go back to this point, which I really love for anyone that's just joining us. Nature has the most wonderful way of helping us and setting us up. If we succeed before failure, that success we are not ready for. And therefore, we do not hold that success for very long. When we fail our way into success, we have learned so many lessons that sustain that success for a much longer period and help us be able to deal with that success. And that is why failing is the most exciting, wonderful thing. Failure almost guides us and signposts us or tells us that success is coming, because success doesn't come without failure. So that's why failure is so exciting. And actors have to deal with this all the time. And that's why the most successful actors understand this, genuinely understand this. Right. I hope you're all well. Thank you so much for listening to my content this morning. I have a few things to tell you about. Make sure you follow my Linktree /Matt Zina. Amazing. There's so many different things on there. There's even an online course in the Trinity Acting Method, which is my acting method, which has been so successful for so many actors. You can have a free acting class on me. Come and try. Don't matter where you are in the world. If you can try one of our online Zoom classes, or you can, if you're lucky enough to be in God's own county, Yorkshire or the north of England, you can come and see us in person. I'll also give you a free acting class to try what we do. Genuinely, people don't regret it. Good morning, Philomena. And from there, just had a call. And from there, now it's going to take ages for my Instagram to come there. And from there, yeah, we will see. You will see what a wonderful service we have, and you will see exactly how we can help actors in so many different ways. Make sure you all have a wonderful, wonderful day. And thank you so much for joining me this morning. Make sure you go to my Linktree. Let's go.